Hello, hello, hello. We've got a birthday today, so it's happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kay. Happy birthday to you and many more. Have a lovely day. Obviously, because I haven't got my phone, I haven't texted her to say happy birthday, but this video will be a short one and I will upload it so she gets the message today, hopefully, because I know she watches them at night time. So good stuff, good stuff. So let's get Cece Lamar up. Come on then to say hello. There's no show without punch, as we say. Hello, hello everyone. It's me, Cece Lamar. Mum's been out and left me only for an hour. I went and had my hair cut. I've had loads cut off. I want to get this colour out, guys, and the only way to do that is to keep getting it chopped so it looks a lot healthier, doesn't it? Let's be honest, it really, really does. But I got a stain on my top there. I've got a stain on my top. There, haven't I? Wonder what that is. Looks like it's a bit of bleach or something, doesn't it? Maybe it's a permanent stain. I'll have to investigate that. Can you see it where the fabric's lighter? Maybe it's been there all the time. From a charity shop, this jumper. So, hello and welcome. So yeah, do you know what? I really wanted to just get it all cut up to there, but I didn't have the guts, I'm not going to lie. And then I thought, even if I did, I'm still going to have this predominant bit of blonde here, aren't I? So, I just thought, I said a good couple of inches, and I said, I just want the colour out, and she was like, well, you're gonna have to have a bit off if you keep it long and then just getting like an inch off. She said it's gonna take you an age, and she was spot on. But what I did find as well, so I went down the road and I'm very pleased. She's dead nice, dead down to earth, just like, yeah. And there was another lady next to her, and like we had a good gab. And I told them about the social experiment. I didn't mention it, we got onto it. I'm not ramming it down people's throats, but you must watch it, Social Experiment. Please watch it. So I have been down a bit of a rabbit hole with artificial intelligence as well, but I'm not going to go on about that. If you want to watch it and find out about it, you do so. But I do think that for Thomas's sake as well as my own, I'm obligated to find out these things. I did say to Abigail yesterday to watch it. In fact, I made her watch it with me. I said to her, if you don't watch it for you, watch it for him. Because she's not a big phone person. She doesn't like phones, but she is fond of the hour scrolling. She's just not very good at answering texts or charging her phone, which, you know, predominantly affects other people and not Boo. So she does scroll and she does TikTok and she does all that. So I said, watch it. Her partner is very big on the phone, and he said he's finding out what's going on in the world. Well, it's not real. What I have done is I've switched my browser over to, it's called Vivaldi, because it doesn't have any AI on it. Because when you search on Google, it says at the top, think, and it's AI. Now, AI can bloody tell you lies. I'll tell you a little story dead quick. So yesterday, when I switched my phone on, all the notifications came down, and at one point it said, Baby Bear, I call Abby out, that's a thing on my phone, Baby Bear, when she's ringing me, and it came down, it said, Baby Bear calling, which then prompted me to go into the WhatsApp. Did I tell you this yesterday? So I deleted WhatsApp anyway, didn't I? So, but that makes me think that that's putting things down, and it mentions this in the Social Experiment, that essentially your phone's lying to you, so take from it what you will. Now, when Abigail got here, I said, did you call me? And she said, no. She said, I called you the day before, but I didn't call you. And I thought, that prompted me. Did I press into it? I'm sure I did press into it, because it came down, it went back up, you know, your notifications that come down. So like open my phone and go into WhatsApp, and I thought, you sneaky bugger. So yeah, so she watched the Social Experiment and she said, it is very interesting, Mum, and it is very enlightening. And I'm not saying you have to be as extreme as me, and I said I wouldn't talk about phones again, didn't I? But I do feel that this is important. If you've got like young children or young cousins or young, you know, like people who are going to predominantly grow up in this world, and it's going to affect them greatly. I mean, and for yourself if you want to. Do you know what I mean? If you do feel like that you are a little bit reliant on your mobile phone. The woman that sat next to me, she said she is very reliant on a mobile phone. So I said about my anxiety, oh, it really, really helped with that. And she said, I'm really anxious. She said, and come to think of it, I do notice. I said, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, have a watch of this video on YouTube and see what you think, just to educate yourself. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you're like me, I live on my own. And yeah, it sucked me into this vortex. Now I'm not moving away from, you know, technology. I'm moving away from toxic technology. That's what I'm trying to do. And there is a difference, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? These things are supposed to enrich us, not bring us down. Do you know what I mean? Or make us buy stuff, or have like, you know, this tactic that you've got to get it now. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, take from it what you will. But that was very, very interesting. The fact that it was saying baby bear calling, and she wasn't calling at all. So I did watch a few things today, but I'm going to do comments. Look, I've been writing down. And guess what else I've done today? I wrote Abigail a letter to put in the post, and I've started it with, I won't read it all because it's personal. Hello Abigail, it's your mum here. This is how we used to communicate before mobile phones, tablets and iPads, lol. Did you used to write letters? Because I know I did. I used to write letters all the time to people. So, and my writing's improved. I thought, I can't really show you because it has really, yeah, but it has improved greatly. So, but yeah, I've done 1, 2, 4 sides. Made up myself. So I've been in the post office before I went to the hairdressers, and I bought myself a stamp and an envelope. Cost about £3.30. Bloody hell. But it was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it. So let's do comments from yesterday. So I've got some stuff there, and I've got some stuff in my book, but I've moved over to a pad now so I can write better, because when you've got a pad it ends here, especially because I'm left-handed, I end up starting to write that much down the page because my hand's like that. But I'm trying to keep my pad straight and write straight rather than be gammy. Is anyone else left-handed? Let me know. So, comments. I wrote them down, look. Oh yeah, you can see how my handwriting's improving, look. See there? See the way it's more straighter? Look at that, guys, look at that. See, Vivaldi it's called, on artificial intelligence. I wanted to tell you about that. And it blocks ads and stuff like that. It's very good, and it's like, have a read about it, but it's very interesting. So, comments from past 2 videos. So RK said, and I thought this too, I want to know what Trace was buying 18 of. And I thought that as well. We're going to have to ask her, Tracy, what were you buying 18 of in the Asda? Because we all want to know. Yeah, so yeah. But yeah, what would you buy? Would it have been 18 wrapping papers? But tell us, Tracy, won't you tell us? So Sarah said, because I was like, where's Sarah? Where's Angela? So Sarah said, hi Jay, I'm here. A wave. Nice haul, some good value items there. Hope you're having a lovely evening, and a heart face. Kirsten put 3 kisses, no 3 hearts. And then Angela said, Janine, I am here, just doing the school run, and it's chucking it down. Emoji umbrella, typical. And then laughter, half faces. It's always bloody raining. It's raining now. It's put a big scarf around my head coming home with us. It's just not stopped raining, has it? Do you know what I mean? And then our new guy, Tim, has said, love your channel. So thank you, Tim, and welcome to our lovely channel. Yeah, I hope you continue to enjoy it. I'm sure you will. And then we had a little love heart off, and this is a hard name to pronounce, so bear with me. Braham Nasid and it was a love heart. Yeah. So, yeah, so not many comments often, but that's okay, isn't it? I don't want chapter and verse. I mean, I want to improve my writing, but yeah, I just made up with me writing. So, one little tip I will tell you for today is, which is a good one, which I think we should all start. I always have a drink at the side of my bed, but I don't do this. I have done in time gone by, but I've got out of the habit of it. But it says, put a glass of water. You might do it. You might tell me if you do. Put a glass of water at the side of your bed, and when you wake up in the morning, drink it, because your brain is dehydrated when you wake up of the morning. And the Dr. Amir Khan said that. I've been watching No Appointment Needed, and it's dead interesting. So I've got some interesting things written down. Yeah, that I'm going to talk about on over the weekend when I've got a bit more time. And then I've got some stuff in my book as well about perception. Just a couple of conversations I've had with people and measured their perception of how they see things as opposed to how I do. And, you know, you can tell me what you think, can't you? So, yeah. So, I was looking for the word dystopia today in my dictionary, and it's not there. It's not there. Dystopia. That should be there, shouldn't it? But yeah, what other word was I looking for as well? Polarization, you know. They talk about that as well on the social experiment. But yeah, and there was something else today that I watched as well that came from someone that I watch a lot of, and so it was talking about AR, but this person said that the reason they was, I'll just leave you with this one. The reason they thought they were successful was because it was in the DNA, and that was due to tribes who come together, you know, in time gone by and made big tribes, and that's why they flourished and prospered, and that's why, you know, they were doing good, and, you know, they were happy and fulfilled with their lives. It wasn't words like to this, the 100%, and that's why I'm not mentioning his name, but yeah. And the person he was speaking to disagreed and said, well, Albert Einstein, who had a great mind, you know, was one on his own. And he said, the guy that this guy was speaking to, so the guy who said about Albert Einstein, he said that that person had been sucked in by the media. And he said, in relation to happiness, he said, I'm going to expand on it now a bit more. He said, you know, we can look at success and happiness in many different ways. And, you know, when you've got a lot of money, and, do you know what I mean? Like, you're doing really well in life, and you've got 15 businesses and all that, and you think, I've got everything I want, and, you know, like, I could buy a Lamborghini if I wanted to, and all that jazz. Do you know what I mean? He said that, you know, that's basically what you're being sold by people. And if you were to look at people in Latin America who basically work hand to mouth, so they go to work for the day not knowing if they'll work tomorrow, to earn enough money for a meal so then they can go out dancing. He said, if you look on the streets of Africa, people are out eating meals. He said, you know, they're happy and they're together because all they want is their family and to be loved. And it struck a chord with me, that, do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not rich. I'm, you know, never going to be rich, and I don't think I'd ever want to be rich. Do you know what I mean? But it's so true, isn't it? It's like the world is measured today. You're either, you know, you're rich or you're poor, or you're in poverty, aren't you? You know, and when I'm not saying I'm poor, but I'm not rich, am I? Do you know what I mean? I'm a comfortable. Well, I could be more comfortable, but do you know what I mean? I cut my cloth accordingly. But the one thing I will say is I'm happy and I'm loved. Do you know what I mean? And this guy, it was like, he just was like saying it as it is. He says, you know, basically what he was saying in a nutshell, well, what I took from it anyway, is like, it doesn't matter what you've got or what tribe you come from, in that sense, that decides your success. Do you know what I mean? Your tribe is about where you go to feel loved, happy and wanted. You know, a bit like us. Do you know what I mean? And it's not measured by having a big building with like 55 officers or a Lamborghini car. Your tribe is like, your strength in your tribe is where you're happy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, but he said it's like, you know, it's from my DNA, my ancestors, my fortune, how I've done so well. And this guy was saying, well, you might think that's doing well, but other people apportion doing well to like having like the little tiny, the smaller things in life, like someone to give you the hug, or, you know, a dog to walk, or a fish to feed, or beans on toast, or, you know, someone to nod you a smile in the streets. Do you know, we all measure happiness and success differently, don't we? So I hope that made sense. But yeah, different strokes for different folks. But certainly I know my life might be easier if I won the lottery, but it wouldn't make me any happier, would it? Would it for you? And I know we all joke and say, well, I would be happier if I was richer. But would we? Because happiness doesn't come from money. Yeah, it helps, doesn't it? But it doesn't come from money. Me being happy with Cece doesn't come from money, does it? Do you know what I mean? Money can't buy what she brings to me. Money can't buy what having people around you brings to you. Do you know what I mean? A pat on the back, a hug, a well done, a bit of praise, someone blowing you a kiss. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's it for today. And as I say always, take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, look after yourself and love yourself. And always give yourself a big, big hug. But I'll just give you a laugh before we go. So Abigail came yesterday, didn't she? Me little girl. Well, she's not little. She's 30 on Valentine's Day. And she came in and she said, are you okay? And I said, I was watching the telly. I was watching something on YouTube. No appointment necessary. And I said, yeah. She went, are you sure? And I said, yeah. She was like, okay. Now, bear in mind, I told her I was putting my phone off. And I didn't know when I was putting it back on. Let me tell you now, everyone thinks, aside from my Abigail, who now knows, and my sister Karen, that I've been having a nervous breakdown. And my brother's been on to her, saying, I just feel it in my bones, she's not right. I told him if I was a bit quiet, do you know what I mean? I didn't tell him I was switching my phone off, because the only three people I needed to tell was me boss, my sister who messaged me every day to check I'm okay, and my daughter. Do you know what I mean? Because they're the three prominent people in my life. They're the three people who would notice if I didn't tip up every day. And she said, I said, Abigail, I told you I was putting my phone off. No, I told you she'd come on Tuesday. She said, I know, it's just not like you. It's just not like you to just go off grid for for so long. And I said, but, you know, I said to you, and she said, I know. And I said, you know, I said, and I don't think I want to put it back on, you know, babe. She went, you can't not have a mobile phone. You cannot not have a mobile phone. She said, what am I going to do? I need to ring you. I need to contact you. And I said, I don't think I want a mobile phone anymore, love. And she said, well, that's it. She said, we must get you a landline. Now, she wasn't bossing me about. She was like, I haven't been able to speak to you all week. I said, well, my door was open. You knew where it was. You could have come and seen me. She said, but I didn't know whether you wanted space. And I said, Abby, you know, that's presumptions. I said, come and say. I said, you came yesterday, didn't you? She said, well, I said to our Daryl, which is my brother, Uncle Daryl, because he was on the phone to me, I'll leave it till Tuesday. She said, well, I'll leave you to have a think about it while you don't want to switch your mobile phone on. I'm seeing her on Saturday. She said, but we need to do something, because if you're not having a mobile phone, we've got to go to town and get you a landline. Oh, God, it was funny. I don't know how I kept a straight face, but yeah. So they all had me like, and you know, I know, like, you know, but I said, people underestimate how strong I am now. I'm not that person anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm just not that person anymore. Do you know? But, like, I get it. They were panicking. But When I say I'm strong, I mean I'm strong. Do you know what I mean? And I'll tell you if I'm not, and I'll tell you if I'm upset at you, and I'll tell you. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it was funny. But yeah, I was fine getting about my week, quite liberated. Do you know what I mean? She said, I thought I might come in and you'd be either sitting there down, depressed, or you might be sitting in your chair working from home. And then I came in and you weren't there because you must have been in work. I said I was in work. But yeah, I know she loves me and all that. But she has to learn, doesn't she? Do you know what I mean? That when mummy says she's okay, she's okay. All right. See you later, guys. Lots of love. Bye-bye.